Okay, everybody, hello. So we'll be actually, seeing how we have to do ACL. So ACL actually stands for Access Control List. It's basically like giving permission to routers. You can only do these things, right? Like SSH or like for HTTP requests and etc. So it's like just giving permissions. Okay, it's a very simple practical. Okay, there is like only 2 to 3 commands you need to actually by heart. And a good news that actually, like, if you get ACL, right, there is no need for you to do OSPF. This diagram that you see over here, you just have to do that diagram, put in the relevant IP addresses. Okay, and uh, run the two commands that are there. Okay, so you actually have to do this diagram. So how do you do this diagram? Okay, as you can see, it's your this is not a normal router, and it has three connections, right? And the typical 1941 router that we take, right, in its what do you call it, in this router, you basically don't have three connections, right? So how do you actually do it, right? So first we'll take your normal end devices. Okay, that the things that we are aware of. Okay, so your no, it's going to be a normal 2960 only. Your switches are going to be the same. There is no change in the switch. Okay, so you're just going to take 2960 switch. Okay, you're going to place these three. In end devices, you're going to have your PCs, right? That's generic PCs, right? And you're going to have a server over here. Okay, now for the router, we are going to take a special router. Okay, and for ACL specifically, okay, we are going to take 2911. Okay, so as you can see, it's 2911, the router. Okay, and what you have to do is, after that, just change all the names first. Okay, so we have PC1. This is PC2, so I'll name that to PC2. This is server, so that's server. This is S3. um, this is R1. This is S1, and this is S2. Okay, I have named everything correctly. Okay, nice. So now, as you can see, that there are no port numbers also given over here. So in the case that there are no port numbers given, like which fast ethernet to connect to, which giga ethernet connect to, just choose any one you want. Okay, so I am going to come over here, choose this wire. I'm going to choose from PC1 fast ethernet. I'm going to go into S1, and I'm going to choose any port. Okay, so I'll start. I'll do F05. Okay, and I'll do the same thing over here from PC2 fast ethernet S2, F05. From server fast ethernet S3, F05. Okay, now it's again the same black wire that's going to go from R1, and as you can see, there are 3 gigabit ethernet connections. Okay, so from R1 to S1, as you can see in the diagram, gigabit ethernet 00 is going. So I'll do that, and I'll take any one. Okay, so I'll just do fast ethernet one, right? So I'll do that. Then from R1 to S3, as you can see, gigabit ethernet 02 is going, right? So I'll choose that, gigabit ethernet 02. And on S3, I can choose any port I want. Do the same thing for S2, gigabit ethernet 01, and just choose any port number you want. Okay, so that's it. And now you have to enter IP addresses, right? So you go to desktop, IP config, and in PC1, the IP config is 172.22.34.66. Okay, the subnet mask is different, so it's 255.255.224. Okay, and default gateway is 172.22.34.65. Okay, you have done that. uh, you go into server 1, desktop IP config. Server's IP config is 172.22.34.62. Its subnet mask is 255.255.255 and 192. Okay, default gateway is 172.22.34.1. After that, for PC2, if I go to desktop IP config, it's 172.22.34.98. Default gateway is 255.255.240. No, sorry, that's a subnet mask. Extremely sorry. Default gateway is 172.22.34.97. After that, you're supposed to go to R1. You go to config. Correct. You go to gigabit Ethernet 0. Switch on the ports, and giga Ethernet 00 is 172.22.34.65. Its subnet mask is 255.255.224. Then you go to gigabit Ethernet 01. Switch on the ports. Enter the IP address 172.22.34.1. Subnet mask also, it's, as you can see, for gigabit Ethernet it's 240. Okay, so you do that. Then you go to gigabit Ethernet 02. The IP address is 172.22.34.1. Oh, okay, okay. So, uh, I made a mistake over here. So gigabit Ethernet is 172.22.34.97. Okay, and subnet mask is 240, 255.255.24240. Okay, then you go to gigabit Ethernet 02. Yeah, and why is it not going? Uh, 1 second. Yeah, there you go. So gigabit Ethernet, one is 97. That is unfortunate. Wait. Yeah, okay, fine. So gigabit Ethernet is 172.22.34.97. IP address is 240 at the end. Now you go to gigabit Ethernet, that's 172.34 dot 172.22.34.1, and IP address is, the subnet mask is 255.255.192. Okay, um, and you do that connection. So uh, once all of the dots are green, you can start doing the practical. Okay, so there is, as you can see, there is an entire process through which you can actually get the commands, right? So if you refer to the uh, PDF, that is SC manual in classroom, you can see ki after you type in access list and question mark inside R1 ka config mode, you actually get a list of commands. Okay, so if I just do that, I'll show you. Access hyphen list, and if you just do question mark, it will give you, all the numbers or any kind of commands that are possibly going to come after that. Okay, so I'm not going to do it because uh, at the end of the day you just have to technically by heart it. So if you come down over here, the entire uh, what do you call it, the entire command is over here. So if you just look at it, and it says access list 100 permit TCP. So what we're doing is we are allowing uh, for R1 to handle TCP IP protocol, access a list. So we are giving it permission for handling TCP requests. Okay, so after that TCP ke aage we'll type in the IP address 172.22.34.64. Then it's 0.0.0.0.31. Okay, now here's the thing. Okay, so this 31, okay, it's a subnet mask. It's the complement of a particular subnet mask. Okay, so if you go on top, as you can see that there are multiple subnet masks over here, and in the command you have to, you do the subnet, the complement of uh, what do you call it, the complement of a subnet mask, right? So how do you get it, right? So you open your calculator. Like, you don't need to remember so many complements. All you have to do is subtract the number that's, like, if you want to find the complement of 2 to 4, what you do is you just do 2 to 4 minus 255. Okay, so there you go, you got minus 30, you got 31, right? So that's how it's actually done. You just minus 255 from the subnet masks that's given, and you get the complement. So that's how I got the complement. Okay, and then you go down. uh, Notice that we could just filter for PC1 by using the host keyword. In this case, no, any device is allowed to have enter. Okay, so I'd recommend that you read this, because as you can, if you have noticed, there is no IP address, there is no machine with this kind of IP address, correct? So if you're wondering how, from where this IP address is coming, basically any device that has an address belonging to this particular network, right, it will be given access to. Okay, and the complement is of 255 and 224, correct? After that, after this access list, after the complement, you have to type host uh, 172.22.34.62, and you're going to type eq, and after that you're going to type ftp. Okay, and you're going to press enter, and after that you have another command for the, giving it access for iscmp protocol. So you're going to do access hyphen list 100 permit icmp 172.22.34.64 host, and 172.22.34.62. Okay, after that, if you check 62 is the IP address of the server. Okay, so you're basically giving the server access to, uh, you're giving the access of TCP IP protocols and ICMP protocols to server. Okay, after that, if you come down, yeah, next you have to, in this router you have to go to the gigabit ethernet 00 config mode. So how do you do that? You just, from CLI, you go to config, click on gigabit ethernet 01, and you are in gigabit ethernet 0, sorry, click on gigabit ethernet 00, and you are in gigabit ethernet 00's config. Okay, and you have to type in over here IP access hyphen group space 100 in. Okay, so that's the entire command, uh, and you press enter. Okay, so that's it. So we have done all these commands. So as you can see, there are not many commands, there are only three commands. One is one with the eq ftp, right? After that, you're defining the host again without any eq ftp, with ICMP protocol, and you have this command, that's IP access hyphen group 100 in. Okay, so that's for ACL scenario one. What you're going to do after that is you're going to ping PC1 to server. Okay, so basically all you have to do is you have to go to PC1 command prompt, and you have to ping the server. The server's IP address is 172.22.34.62. Okay, so destination host unreachable. If the pings are unsuccessful, verify the IP addresses. So you'll have to actually ping the destination host is unreachable. Oh, my IP address is wrong for the ping command. Extremely sorry. It's 172 dot 22.34.62. Okay, so let's wait for it. Request timed out. There you go. Now it's working. There's a 25% data loss. You're gonna do it again, and now you're gonna get like a 0% loss. Okay, so it's just, technically this is what you're doing, this is what ping means. Okay, you're sending bytes of packets of data, and yeah, when checking if it's received or not. So after the ping is successful, you have to do ftp 172.22.34.62. Username and password, if you're wondering what it is, it's mentioned over here. The username and password are both Cisco. So you come in over here, you type Cisco, and you type Cisco, and you are logged in. Correct, as you can see, you are logged in, and after you have done this, you just quit, because that is what it's asking you to do it. Right, as you can see, it's the command, like you have to exit the ftp service of the server. After that, from PC1 you have to ping PC2. Okay, the destination host should be unreachable because the traffic was not explicitly permitted. Okay, so now if you go to the diagram chart, like the table given, and you try to ping PC2. PC2's IP address is 172.22.34.98. It should show you this message, like it showed over here, destination host is unreachable. Let's see if it shows you. There you go. It says destination host unreachable, because in router 1 we have technically given permission only for requests just to go to server for TCP and ICMP. So that is why any request that goes to PC2 is, by default not allowed to go. Okay. After that, what we are doing is, this is still part of part 1 only. Okay, we are going to allow HTTP requests to go. Okay, so we are going to close this. We are going to go to R1. Okay, there is such a huge command that you can see over here again, right? That's before you type in any command, you have to go into this mode. It's a very special mode. So to go into that mode, you're going to exit from config if mode, and you're going to go to IP access hyphen list extended http underscore only, right? And you press enter, and you can see you're in that mode. And after you're in this particular mode, that's exit or ext and NACL, right? You're going to come over here, and you can see there is this uh, command, that's permit TCP uh, IP protocol. So it's permit TCP 172.22.34.96 and 0.0.0.15 host 172.22.34.62. As you can see, host is the server's IP address. Okay, and it's EQWWW. www stands for, that HTTP requests के लिए. And if you're wondering from where 005 has, the complement 15, the number 15 has come, it is the complement of 192, I believe. Because if you do 192 minus 255, no, that's not the complement. 224, sorry, calculator. 255 minus 224, I think that, no, what is the IP address? Where is it? 240. It's 240, sorry. So it's 225 minus 240, and there you go, you got 15. So that's your complement. So this is what you're looking for. After that, uh, what are you going to do? EQWWW, you have to press enter from here, and you permit ICMP as well. I permit ICMP 172.22.34.96 0.0.0.0.15 host 172.22.34.62. Okay, and you press enter. um, and after that, you go into gigabit ethernet 01. You go into CLI, and then you do IP access hyphen group http underscore only in. Okay, you press in, and there you go. Now you go to PC2. You go to its command prompt, and you ping the server. So what you're going to do is you're going to do ping 172.22.34.62, and you're going to wait. There's a 0% loss, so nice. Now we're going to do FTP from PC2 to server. So we're going to type FTP 172.22.34.62, and it says trying to connect, and the connection should fail. So yeah, there you go. Packet tracer disconnected from FTP server. So the connection has failed. Okay, but again, if you go to PC2 and you open the web browser and you type in the URL over here, so that's 172.22.34.62, and you press enter, you're going to get this particular page. Okay, now if you go to any other URLs page, right, that's 172.22.34. I think, what do we have other than, what are the IP addresses other than server? We have 97, right? So we will go to 34.1. Okay, as you can see, no matter how many times I press on go, nothing will happen. But the moment I press on 62 and I press on go, I'll go to that page, right? So this is verified ACL scenario 1, right? So your HTTP request has gone, and so has your FTP request been, successful. So as you can see, like, that's ACP1, right? Yeah, so that's ACL scenario 1, guys.